let your kids watch it.
But I am telling you right now that is not real.
Fictional versions.
What is up, good people? I hope you are having a spectacular day and a good week so far, even though it's Monday, but doesn't really feel like Monday to me on account of I'm off today, which normally I'm not, but I have an awesome boss who during the slow times of the year will make sure that everybody gets at least one 3-day weekend off a month, and yeah, I'm grateful. So I'm going to take full advantage of it by doing as little as possible outside of this video. But I just wanted to talk about some things that, I mean, they're not pressing issues. They're just things that's been on my mind that I've been thinking about. And one of them, okay, so I don't do product reviews or anything like that. But recently, and I believe I mentioned it in another video, I came across this pair of, headphones made by Plantronics. And apparently it's called the Voyager Focus 2. And it's it's more than a pair of headphones. It's a headset, it has the little microphone there. And I pulled it for 50 cents out of a Goodwill bin. And when I went to look online to see what they were going for, I found prices anywhere from like $170 all the way up to $300. But I think that's more like if you get them new. But I couldn't believe folks just kept passing them by. And of course, usually anything you pull out of the Goodwill bins in terms of electronics, it's hit or miss. If it doesn't work, you're out 50 cents, a buck, whatever. But I have to brag on these. Now, my wife, for Christmas, she got me a pair of bone conducting headphones, and I've had two other pairs of them. First one I broke, second pair I lost. And she noticed that I haven't been wearing them a lot lately, and she seemed a little hurt by it. She's, my wife's super sweet, and she's like, well, do you not like them? I'm like, no, I love them. Like, they're great for work headphones because they're real thin, and like you can't really walk around work with like headphones, but they're fantastic for that. And plus, because they're bone conducting, you can hear. But anyway, I have found that with these little jokers, y'all, I've listened to, I use them, I've used them a couple times as a headset, but I'm using them more at home for just headphones because I've had a pair of Sennheiser wired headphones before that were spectacular. And I've listened to music on Beats headphones before, but I've never really owned a pair of my own. And I was always I didn't see what the fuss was about Beats headphones. I mean, I guess if you're a bass head, like you just, you like the boom boom in your ears, then they're great. But I have found these arguably have the best, I can't talk. These arguably have the best bass of any headphones that I have ever used. I mean, they are spectacular, but I mean, the bass is great, but so are the mids and the highs. And I can see why, if you got them brand new, why the price would be what they are. Because, dang, y'all, if y'all ever have a chance to get a pair of these, especially if you can catch a deal on them, I mean, they're comfy. The only time I found I get a little discomfort slightly is only when I've been wearing them like 8-9 hours, which brings me to my next point on these things. The battery life. Okay. While, I was kind of surprised that they worked, I was like, well, probably the battery or something shot. Now, it does charge using micro USB, which, it's a little bit old, admittedly, but they're still Bluetooth. They still sound great. Y'all, I went 2 days, 2 solid days of use of these without having to charge them. And even when I put them back on the charger, it tells you how many hours of time you have left with them. And I think I got down to about 3 hours, and I went ahead and put them on the charger. And I know that I'm not going to have to put these back on the charger now for probably 2 days, 3 days, if I don't use them that heavily, which I won't because I'll be at work. But y'all, holy crap, Plantronics, good job. And Goodwill. Thanks for slipping up a little bit. Anyway, I have picked up some other things this week. After all, even though I'm not actively really collecting video games so much anymore, I do still collect things I like. And like I said, I'm going to be focusing on stuff I grew up with, little tchotchkes from the 80s, toys, technology in the 90s and all this. And I ran across this also in the Goodwill bin. Everything I'm about to show you, Goodwill bin, y'all. If you haven't been to one, you really need to. But I got this neat little, where in the world is Carmen San Diego? It's a ruler, but it's also a periscope. And I could see, like being a kid in school, you have to turn it, and there's like this little door that slides down, and you can look and you can see, what's going on, 5 inches above your head. But it's neat because I used to absolutely adore the Carmen San Diego games when I was a kid, especially when I went to school in Florida. Our school library, of course, they had only educational games. Well, I mean, they had Oregon Trail, which I guess arguably is an educational game, but they had Where in the World's Carmen San Diego, Where in Time is Carmen San Diego, and I used to just have such a blast playing those. I believe we had them on the old TRS 80s, the old trash 80s. Used to love them. Loved the little game show that came out on PBS. But yeah, I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I like Carmen San Diego. How am I going to not pick that up, especially when I know it's coming out of a bin? I'm going to get it for like a dime. Another thing I picked up, this movie. Did I care about the movie? No, but I care about the case. Movie Gallery, another one of those great former rental chains that is now gone. And the movie inside of it is called, what is it? My Vampire Lover, which, y'all, straight up looks like a porno. I read the synopsis of it, and it came out in 2002. It's about this lesbian vampire who I guess is trying to seduce and do whatever to all the ladies in her neighborhood. So, yeah. Probably softcore. Probably the sort of thing you would have seen on like late night HBO or Skinamax back in the 80s or 90s. And then the final thing I got. I know they're not gone yet, but it's another rental outlet. Redbox. There's no movie in it. I have some loose movies. I'll probably throw one in there. Redbox is all but gone. There's the one that was in my local Walmart. They just completely took it out. It had been shut down for months. I don't really see too much activity going on the ones that's like by the local Walgreens and Dollar General. I think Redbox is they're about done for. They were a cool little concept for a while too. They kind of had some of the convenience of a video store, but minus obviously the fun times of just like looking around and holding it in your hand and all that. But I mean, let's be real. Everybody's streaming. So physical media, unless you're an old head like me that appreciates it and loves it, and I know there's still a lot of us out there, but not really enough to like keep an entire industry afloat. I'd say in about 5 years, I'd give it 5 to 10 years. If they're still even making physical Blu-rays and DVDs, I'd be shocked. But I could be wrong. They made VHS for quite a while after DVD popped up, and it took a while, but they finally phased it out. I think we're finally heading into that generation. Everything is just it's too on demand, and it's too streaming, and just everybody's more about convenience than the tactile experience. I get it. It's sad, but I get it. Okay, now on a personal note, for you 220 some odd people that have subscribed to my channel, God bless you. But I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't really anxious to grow the channel. And I was talking with my boss, who is also one of my best friends in the world. Shout out to you, Johnny. He also has a social media presence, and he's been taking courses, and we were kind of swapping notes. And something that he said a long time ago has proven to be true. I favor long-form content. I love long-form videos on YouTube. I don't care if it's 40 minutes an hour. If it's something that interests me, I'll sit there and watch it. I prefer that way over like television or movies or anything. But as I'm looking, I've done quite a few shorts in the year that I've been on too, and I look, and I hadn't looked at the view counts on my shorts for a while, and I noticed that, I had like 6,000 on one, 2,000 here, 1,000 here, 900, 3,000 there. But then on my long form content, I'm not sure what my most viewed one was. It's probably just a little over 100 views. And I just wanted to talk to y'all about that. Do you prefer short form content over long form content? If so, why? TikTok, obviously big, huge, popular, looking like it's probably about to go away, which I think sucks, but it is what it is. And to that end, I just hopped on another one I found yesterday called Clapper. Apparently, it's been around a little while. I think the name is hilarious. I think you could make all sorts of jokes about that. And instead of watching TikTok on the toilet, I guess you can watch Clapper on the crapper. But I guess that proves that short form content, I guess, that's just where it's at, or where it is. I don't like to use prepositions at the end of a sentence. Sorry. And I don't know, man. It's like, is our attention span, have we been conditioned over the last 10, 20 years to basically be human goldfish? I feel the conspiratorial streak that I have says that this is being done on purpose, that we're basically being socially engineered to have little to no attention span. Because if we don't have it for entertainment, we're certainly not going to have it for the things that matter, like news, politics, crap that's going on that directly affects our lives. That's why they say that, the news cycle, it's like, within a few days, it's already forgotten about. You look at some of your big viral TikTok stars that popped up, like the Chick-fil-A girl and the Hawk Tuah girl, and they were like all over the place, week or two, and now they're largely faded from the public consciousness. I don't know. I guess when I watch YouTube, I like long form because generally, if I'm watching YouTube, it's generally somebody I subscribe to, and if it's someone I subscribe to, I like them. I like their content. I like their take on things. I like to hear what they have to say and the information they have to present. And, it's like some of them do short form stuff, and I'll watch that too, but I really I like to just sit down, especially on my lunch break, get my food in front of me, prop my phone up on something and, treat myself to like some good long form content. Take a shot for every time I've said long form content in this video. You'd probably be on your way to the hospital with alcohol poisoning by now. But anyway, yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. I just wanted to ask you, do you prefer one or the other or both? But if you don't prefer long form content, why? Or if you prefer the short form, why? Anyway, y'all, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. And as always, pick your battles. Oh, pointing the wrong way. Pick your battles, because not every hill is worth dying on, and I will catch you on the next one.
Remember the last time you used a public restroom?